Actually, I started thinking about, we started coming to the church like around 9 years ago. And when tribes first started then, I was thinking about this logo behind us where it says one kingdom, one tribe, and one praise. And it actually was one tribe to start. And so to think of where God has brought the church from one tribe to many tribes. And the growth, I couldn't think of just one story because I thought of when we first started meeting at the Moss's house. We would gather sometimes on Sunday evenings and eat and talk, and Pastor would encourage people to pray and to think of the prayers and the fear of prayers, then to people coming together and praying openly. And sharing what's happening in their lives and sharing what God has done in our lives is so amazing. So I wanted to share that because it made me think about all of that and the original shirts that we had and all of that then. And I thought about, too, like the reason why we come to church, and it's to affirm our faith. And that's what the tribe helps do. Is that time in small groups to be able to affirm your faith, talk about what's happening in your lives, see how God is changing you and changing your situation, improving your situation. Again, what Pastor just mentioned, when we let go and let God, like the things that we're thinking we're holding on to are not allowing him to do because we want to control them, and then being able to see our personal growth through the time that we have in small groups in these home or gatherings that we have in town.
Yeah, and when Pastor was speaking earlier about saying yes, it kind of brought back. It was definitely one of the things that I was thinking about talking about today. He can probably tell you how many times I told him no when he was trying to push me to do more leadership things. And, I'm a very quiet, introverted person. I'm more outgoing in my job. Most of my families who see me and they see me, how I take care of their kids, they wouldn't think that I'm introverted, but I'm very, very shy. And I don't like being up here. I don't like being in front of people. And so when we started coming to the church, after he had gotten to know me and Tiffany for a while, I kind of realized he wanted me to do more things that I just wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel I knew enough, or that, I went to school for many, many years before that, I got to the point where I could practice independently as a doctor. And so I'm very kind of like cerebral about everything and analytical about everything. And so it's sort of like when he was trying to get me to do things, then I would have that little voice that's just, no, you're not ready. No, you're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. And I think it was probably, finally like how long have we been doing Tribes now? Is it 3 years almost? Yeah. But certainly, God started convicting me about how, he had been sending different people in different situations to tell me, like, you need to kind of take more of a leadership role. But I had always been saying no and finding an excuse as to why I couldn't do this or why I couldn't do that, or, my job is very busy. I don't have a 9 to 5. Like I bring my work home with me. Sometimes I just don't have enough time and I want to commit to anything if I can't give myself to it. And then, God was just like, you're not saying no to the pastor, you're saying no to me. And, just since I've been able to do tribes and help to lead tribe, with my wife, I've seen how God has kind of shown me, like, it's not about you. You have to be willing to be used by me, that you're in and of yourself, you're not the person that they're seeing. Like when you come and you say yes to me, I will grow you. I will inhabit you so that when you speak, all your fears or your doubts will not be seen. And so, like, leading tribe has been rewarding in the sense of most of the times when I'm done, I'm pretty much like, that didn't go too well. I don't think I really did well. But then I get feedback from the folks who are coming, and they're being touched and they're being moved. And I'm thankful to God that he can use me and that I'm finally at the place where I'm just able to say yes and allow him to do the work in me that he wants to do. So, I would certainly say, like, it has been rewarding for us to be leaders of tribe, to be leaders of our tribes, to see the growth that we've been able to see within the different members that are there. Some folks who come and they're kind of more shy and they're not really necessarily willing to share initially. And then just as you see the weeks go by and the months and the years and how people are coming out of their shells and opening and being able to be more comfortable asking for prayers. And so it definitely has grown us, closer to some of the folks and the families in here being leaders of this particular tribe. Yeah.